to open source software. And this is the second one will be mChoice Vishma. So basically, other contributions that Zenit engineers have been doing, basically they had contributed to Mirai. This basically was with Apache, where Zenit engineers engineered and worked on Mirai. That was another code contribution that was done by Zenit engineers. And then basically Zenit has a long-standing relationship with MySQL. For MySQL, Zenit is basically a gold partner. So MySQL, of course, is an open source database management system, and we have a long-standing relationship with them with respect to MySQL. That's one story. And then we have MobiSense. So MobiSense, we are actually a JSLE certified platform provider. So those are some of the partnerships or relationships that we have with open source companies out there. So we have a proven track record of working, managing, maintaining, and being an open source company. So let me come to the requirement side of it now. So when I come to the requirement side, we find three stakeholders out there with respect to the, because what I'm going to do now is run you all through the mChoice Vishma UIs. So in order to take you all through the mChoice Vishma UIs, actually I'll be showing the UIs from three perspectives. From a subscriber perspective, so what I mean by the subscriber is the usual user. So for the user, it will be like a web module, they'll be able to log and see the application. So that's one stakeholder. The other stakeholder is the VAS provider. So this is the guy who will create the application developer in other words. So these are the guys who will publish applications on Vishma. So once they publish, they should be able to follow up and see the application on Vishma. So that's the VAS provider. And then of course telco, or in other words the operator. So they need to manage the VAS providers, their applications. Like one VAS provider might have multiple applications, so there'll be a telco. A single telco might have multiple VAS providers. A single VAS provider might have multiple applications. So it's sort of a hierarchy which should be managed. So we have telcos, VAS providers, and subscribers coming in as actors into mChoice Vishma. So let me take you all through the UIs. So I'm just swapping to my UIs. I think there's a small delay in swapping to the UIs. Give me a second. If you have questions still,
we can take a couple of questions during
the switch.
So one of the things I noticed in this presentation, so we target the value-added services store because it's not something we have had in this market already, and Zenit Mobile has already developed such application together with the other product called mChoice Soltura. But then again, when we decided to bring this initiative into open source, we wanted this to be more generic than just value-added services store. So that's the idea, and when we get into that architectural discussion, we will talk about more about this, how this can be more generic and anybody can develop their own app. So it doesn't have to be the value-added services platform, but any app store kind of system can be developed or on top of this Vishma. So I just have to just wanted to remember that.
Okay, fine. So now actually what we are showing is not the finalized UI. We needed some sort of draft UI to start up the discussions with the community, because like then we have something to work on, a foundation to work on. So this is the draft UI that we have come up with. So we need a lot of contribution from the community out there. We need your feedback, your ideas, any other thoughts, any innovations that we need to include, any criticisms, and if you think that we need to change this, yes, go ahead, let us know. If we need to give alternative UIs still, we can try it out. So we need all those ideas to flow in. That's very important for us. So this is just to get the discussion going with respect to the requirements that we have come up with these UIs. So if you look at the UI here, basically you can see on the left panel we have the categorizations, the different categorization listed. So this is basically the the usual subscriber, when he is not signed up, when he just goes to mChoice Vishma, the URL, this is what will appear. So the latest applications will be listed and different widgets. So what we are going to do is we are just showing some different types of widgets out here. So if you scroll down here, you would notice we have different types of widgets: free, top rated, today's top rated, latest, and so forth. Now what we are going to do is we need flexibility. This is going to be an open source solution. So the flexibility that we bring in is we have a widget format. We thought of bringing in a widget format. So this widget can be defined by the administrator, because one operator might want to have this sort of listing, another operator might want a different sort of listing, another operator might want to have a new widget generated out of the ratings, recommendations, or user views.